Back on Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked on Sports Atlanta. Head to youtube.com, put Locked on Sports Atlanta in the search browser. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment too. Free and available on all of your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify and Odyssey. Download us for free today. Leave us a 5-star review, and then follow me on my personal Twitter page at JMCH316. The Atlanta Braves are in first place, tied for first place for the first time this season. Look what the Mets and the Braves have done of late, okay? And we know that obviously from the first month or so of the season where the Braves had their struggles and were at one point 10 games behind in this, that, and the other. But just even look in a small snapshot about how good the Braves have been here lately. We're going to use the last 20 games of the Mets and the Braves to give you some idea. The Mets in their last 10 games, or 20 games, in their last 20 games, the Mets are 10-10 and have a -6 run differential. They've scored 75 runs, given up 81 runs. So 10-10 in their last 20 with a -6 run differential. The Braves in their last 20 games are 15-5 with a +59 run differential. They've scored 119 runs while giving up 60, +59 run differential. That +59 run differential in this last 20 games is better than 20 teams have done all season long. They have a better run differential in their last 20 games than 20 teams in the league have for the entire season. And there are obviously a whole crap ton of teams in Major League Baseball. So I saw some of the comments here. Oh, why are you a hater? Why do you say? Because these organizations are dreadful. What are you supposed to say about the Oakland A's and the Pittsburgh Pirates? What are you supposed to say? They're god-awful, pawn scum, scuzzbag, fleabag, dirtbag, low-life, loser organizations. And guess what? They're run like that. I'm not mad at their players, but they're organizations at the very top. Again, the Oakland A's principal owner is worth over $5 billion. Yet, they have a $25 million payroll, and they traded away their two best guys to start the season, Matt Chapman and Matt Olson. Traded them away. You mean to tell me a guy who's worth $5 billion couldn't have given Matt Olson 10 for 130? Of course he could. That's what makes them dirtbag, fleabag, lowlife, scuzzbucket, bottom of the barrel. Take that scooper in that muck and scoop it up. Take your hand in that gutter and pick up the muck and the leaves. That's what they are. There's no reason to sugarcoat it or anything. Call it like it is. Did you see the game last night in Oakland? There were 19 people in the stands. There were more people in the dugouts of the two teams than there were people in the stands. And they want a new ballpark. For what? To have 30 people show up with your $25 million payroll? That's a scuzzbucket organization. And that's what makes the Braves difference. Commitment to winning. Sign my young core. Keep my young guys around. I'm not going to wait for arbitration and try to go cheap on guys. Let me lock up this guy now. Let me lock up that guy now. You want to know why the Braves catch the Mets like this? +59 run differential. They've been outstanding in their last handful of games. That's 5 games they've made up just since the middle of August. Forget the fact that they're 64-29 in their last 90 some odd games or whatever like that. Hell, just take a small sample size. Little blips and bloops and bleeps and blops that are out there. Take those little small sample sizes. 59 runs better over their last 20 games. That tells you that their offense is getting things cranked up and going. Now, we'll talk more about this in just a second, but first, let me talk about my friends over at CoffeeAM, CoffeeAM.com. Listen, the best small batch coffee roaster in America. You know how much I love these folks out there. They're right here in the state of Georgia, up in the Canton area. Best small batch coffee roaster in America. I want you to go to coffeeam.com/locked on. Go through their wide menu, all kinds of different stuff. You want organic coffees, you want flavored coffees, you need K-cups. They got all of that available to you at coffeeam.com. And it's all right here in the state of Georgia. You need teas, you need a gift set, you need a mug, you need a bug, a pug, whatever. They got it all at coffeeam.com. So go to coffeeam.com/locked on today. Go through their menu of products, check out all the different things that they have, put together that first order, okay? And when you get that first order all put together, go to the checkout, put the coupon code LOCKED ON, LOCKEDON, LOCKED on that first order. You're going to get 15% off just simply by using the coupon code LOCKED ON at checkout. CoffeeAM.com. They are the best small batch coffee roaster in America and right here in the state of Georgia. So you don't have to think too far out and over the last 100 games and this, that, and the other. Just take these small sample sizes. And what the Braves are doing is they're handling their business against, here we go, the scuzz bucket, flea bag, low life, dirt bag, pond scum organizations of Major League Baseball. While the Mets have struggled, they got blown out by the gutter feeding bottom neck, scuzz bucket Pittsburgh Pirates last night. They lost 2 out of 3 to the dirtbag, low-life Washington Nationals. And listen, will the Braves win the division? Who knows? I think they will, personally. But if you look at the Mets schedule, and we talked about this is a sneaky stretch, not Oakland, but in Seattle, in San Francisco, some teams that could trip you up out there. It's good to see that the Braves are in first place, though, because now the Mets feel the heat. Now it's, okay, this is real. This whole fantasy, and by the way, too, this morning, they put Scherzer on the IL, who's been dealing with an oblique issue, which, by the way, that's what kept him out for 2.5 months earlier this season. So they got knocked, they're tied for first now, lost to the scuzz bucket, dirtbag, low-life Pirates last night. And now one of their 2 top pitchers that made them different than everybody else in baseball, he's headed to the IL. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how'd you enjoy the play? So Braves are in a prime position. And here just of late, the Braves offense has just got it rock and rolling. Here's the scary part. They still have other people. They still got Ozzy that they're waiting on. You know who's hit well of late in the month of September? Marcell Ozuna, who's being pressed into action because since Ronnie can't play in the field and he has to DH, Ozuna has to get out there in left field and do his best impression of Rob Deere or Pete Cavilla or Ron Kittle out and left. Well, in the month of September, he's hitting .391 with an OPS over 1,000. Still ain't going to make the playoff roster, but that's another discussion for another day out there. So you want to know what the Braves have done here of late? You don't need to go 100 games back. Look at the last 20 games between these two teams. Braves are 15-5 with a +59 run differential. The Mets are 10-10 with a -6 run differential. Want to know why the Braves caught the Mets here real quick of late? Because one team is red hot offensively. The other team can't get out of its own way and just put one of their top stars on the IL. Good luck. Good luck to you, Mets. Have fun. Maybe you can beat the scuzz bucket, dirtbag, low-life Pirates one time this week. All right, when we come back, Sunday feels different. It feels like it's more important than maybe just a regular season game in the NFL. We'll talk about that next. Hitting Hard with Jon Chuckery, Locked on Sports Atlanta.